Really excited for this video. We met the owner of Putnam Hill Nursery, who you're about to meet as well, down at Pine Knot Farms, probably 3-4 years ago, something like that. You used to come down to the Pine Knot sale.
Yes.
If you follow the channel for any length of time, there's videos from Pine Knot. Jason Stevens from Superior Plant sets up there. And you were at that time too, as you were growing, you know, your nursery here. Okay.
Correct.
So Melanie, can we introduce yourself to our audience?
Yes, I'm Melanie Ruckle. This is Putnam Hill Nursery. I've owned this.
Yeah, right.
The nursery started very small with one greenhouse, and we've grown to like 4. And it started in about 1996. And we basically concentrate on plants for the intermediate and beyond. We still service new plant lovers, but we like to find things that maybe you won't find in a regular box store. Nice,
nice. And some of that combination is a good portion of it. We're standing in natives,
yes,
right? So some portion of it is focused on natives, and like you said, like we were talking about earlier, maybe some natives that folks aren't familiar with necessarily.
Yes.
Right. So that's the search. So that's what you can get from seeking out. So what town is this?
This is Forest Hill.
Forest Hill, Maryland. And it's near Ladue Gardens. So if you're coming up to Ladue, this may be a stop that's on your list, but you can find some things. You know, it's the thing, I think some people don't necessarily know all the places that are in their communities. You know, they'll go to the biggest store that they see driving along the main road, and there's all these little hidden gems all over the country where you could find something. It's not necessarily harder to grow, you know, it's nothing different about it. It's just a
little more obscure, or maybe it's fallen out of favor with the big growers, or things like that. We've been selecting different plants since we started, and then we just keep the ones that do really well and work well in our region, and it's come up with a great, interesting palette.
Mix of different things. You have a garden here that people can come and get some ideas as they walk through, and we're going to go up there in a minute and show off some of her favorites today. I throw this out to folks when
today's a good way to say it.
Well, I throw this out to folks when we arrive somewhere and they go, I don't know what my favorites are. I planted them all here for a reason. Right? Yes. Right. But the Putnam Hill thing, that was part of the thing. I was like, there's a nursery named Putnam. So we had to eventually make our way up here. So let's go up to the garden, talk about some plants. The main thing before we move to this next thing is you do mail order.
Yes, we do mail order.
Okay.
And we've done it since 2017. 2020 really took off, and we have a nice little system to go with it.
Okay, so it's mid-Atlantic states.
Yep.
Okay.
Mainly mid-Atlantic.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so they can learn more on the website, because a lot of places we go, people then will go, well, I can't get it, so why are we? You know, I just watched a 25-minute video about something I can't get.
But you can.
If you're in the mid-Atlantic, you can get it, and you have open hours. What are your?
Open hours are April through June, and that's Wednesday through Sunday, 9 to 3. And then we take a little breather. You can come by appointment in July to mid-August, and then we open up again the same hours, mid-August through September.
Okay, let's talk about some plants.
Okay.
Okay. The more we talk with one another, the more things I find out that you actually have going on here. So you're selling seed as well.
Yes.
Collected from the garden.
Yeah.
Okay.
From the garden and from anything that we're growing in the nursery.
Okay, gotcha. So you like to let things come to seed, see what I mean, obviously you're selling seed, but also you said you like to let things seed just to see.
Yeah, to see what they'll do. Like all the Euphorbia correlata here, that's pignathemum.
Oh, got it. Right there. Got it behind me. Yeah, I'll find it.
So that's made like a foam of flowers here, and I didn't plant that there. I had it in another part of the garden. But you know, the birds, songbirds, and other animals like to eat the seeds, so they probably came over here after they were eating the seeds. And and I just think that when things seed naturally, they just create combinations that we never would have thought of.
Right. Yeah,
sometimes they don't even happen when we try to do it. So it's just a fun little dance between the plants and the gardener.
Right. Is this purpurea? Is
that
what it is?
Purpurea.
Yeah, we love it too. I mean, it's hard to go. As much as the people have tried to improve, you know, it's just at the end of the day, you're not going to get any more goldfinches.
Great, and that's
right there.
What's great. You can sit in the house and just watch the goldfinches and the butterflies bop around on them.
Yeah, doing your thing. So we came over here for a reason. You want to talk about one of the plants over here?
So this is Silphium conatum. A lot of people know Silphium perfoliatum, but this is one that I received from Peter Hughes, who is very well known in the native plant industry. And what I love about it is it has those reddish stems.
I see that.
And it blooms midsummer when not much else is blooming. And well, there was just a swallowtail on here, but typically
we walked over here and scared the swallowtail.
There he comes.
Cares about.
I mean, swallowtails just love this plant. Bumblebees love it. And then when it goes to seed, the songbirds like the seed. So you can leave it up all winter and have the songbirds or whoever come and eat the seeds out of there. That doesn't mean they'll spread about. But what I also like about it is that typically they can get up to 6 feet tall, and you can see it over there in that part of the garden where it's even taller. But you can cut it all the way down to the ground in June, all the way down, and it'll bloom about half that size.
Oh wow, that's nice.
And so you can use it a lot of different ways.
Do you chop and drop, or Chelsea chop, or whatever people want to call it?
It depends what it is, and it depends if I have time to get to it.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah. Right. I got you. So this is something you sell in a container.
It is.
It's something that could be mail ordered or picked, or if somebody's here shopping at the nursery. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a grower, a garden who asked us to grow. We do custom growing as well, and asked us to grow a bunch of different types of silphiums because they're deer resistant.
Right. That's an important component to point out. If you do know this, deer and rabbits are, people's issues.
Yeah, it has a little bit of a rough leaf and stem.
We almost walked out of this space, and then you said this particular plant has a story.
Yeah, so this I received from Brian Byers at Pine Knot Farms, who got it from J.C. Ralston Arboretum.
Okay, gotcha.
And he thought I would like it because I do love a lot of different herbs. And this is Salvia nuayar, and it originated down over in Israel. It's a cross from the nuayar something. They do plants.
Okay, gotcha.
Sorry, that's not that technical.
Yeah.
But it's culinary. It's
so
a
it's like
cross between officinalis and fruticosa.
Oh, okay. That makes sense because it definitely has that look. Okay.
It needs good drainage, which it gets here because a lot of this is fill and it's very light soil, and it blooms beautifully every spring. And it'll bloom.
Yeah.
It can bloom up to be about what's that, 4 or 5 feet high.
Yeah, and this is when you'll see, typically more in the spring, you'd have this available.
Yes, I'll have this in the spring, and also the flavor's a little more mild, so people like it for cooking.
Nice. So you're like us. You've started out.
Onesie garden.
Onesie garden, right? Yeah, onesie garden. And I tell people in consultations, if you can take a plant, you don't have to commit to where it goes necessarily when you come home with it. You can move it around the garden. Sometimes it'll just land in that spot. So you've accomplished this in this garden where it's this combination of texture, color, size, shape of the plants, all those things, and it comes together like magic. But giant Katsura up here. Is this Globosa nana?
Yes, this is a dwarf, Cryptomeria.
Yeah, I knew it was Globosa nana. I'm like, again, plants don't read plant tags.
Right.
So this is your 9 foot tall dwarf Cryptomeria, which will eventually be 15 feet tall, probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to put googly eyes on it.
It does look like it would. Yeah, it looked good with googly eyes. You've got a lot of native hollies in here, Ilex verticulata, which are buried up big time. And again, it's a little hot for us where the plants don't look as good. Yours, the foliage holds up a lot better here. You get good fall color too?
Absolutely. This is winter gold.
Winter gold.
And it comes from a nearby nursery who breeds hollies and Cedar Hill Nursery. And the birds don't tend to go for this one first, so we have berries on this one like long into almost sometimes till the end, till they turn black and drop off. Wow. Okay, gotcha. And so, but it'll hold the color through at least till February.
Nice. Are Weeping Beech up here? You planted that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You see the big purple beech? Is that a green giant?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's outpaced the Weeping Beech.
Yes, they tend to do that. But it's a beautiful combination of foliage, shape, and texture, and flowers.
Thank you. So this is Pygnanthemum stowaway, and it's either an Incanum or a Lumicii, I'm not sure which one, but it was found at the Daniel Stowe Botanic Garden by Doug Ruin. And what he noticed about it growing in the gardens was that it's not a runner, and it tends to grow more compactly. And what I really love about it is it's almost like a poinsettia-like bract. These get more and more white as the season goes on, and so even when the flowers, which are very small, stop blooming, you still can see it from far away because that bract is so white. Yeah. I have it here in high shade. Maybe it gets some midday sun and keeps it upright. And having it in a little bit of a softer light really makes that white pop. So it's really great if you have that type of situation where you need some color and some height. This can be a really good choice.
The entrance to the side of your home garden here, tell us about the conifer that's by the driveway.
Microbiota.
Yes.
It's a low-growing, very nice textured evergreen.
We'll see this. Does it need this kind of high shade, or for you?
It does. It can suffer a little bit from too much humidity, I think, and also too hot.
Right, gotcha. And you were up at Longwood when you saw that. And,
exactly.
Yeah, and
I came around the corner. I was like, must have.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The texture is unbelievable, and we just don't see it down our way. Well, one thing we do see over to the Steph's left, our right, is Edgeworthia, and that one's done fantastic up here. Really.
Yes.
Do you ever root or sell any?
I do.
So some shrubs.
Some shrubs, ones that I really love, and I think this one merits itself to put in the extra effort.
Right, yeah. The uniformity of Edgeworthia is just such a trip to me. I mean, as you stand back and look at that and think, it mostly created itself like that.
It did.
I can tell a little bit of pruning, but I mean, for the most part, that's how they do. The Skylands, how long has that been in the ground? That's
been there probably at least 20 years.
Okay, gotcha. We saw the beautiful ones of these up at Jay Sifford's mountain house in the tours up there. That's where we fell in love with this plant. Now we see it all over the place and can't really have it. We could probably try. So tell us about the evolution of this bog garden over here.
So this used to be actually really good soil here, but we had to rebuild our house. And what became very interesting is all the machinery had to drive through this area right here and up into here as well. And the reason we had to rebuild our house was because we had water issues. And so the two met then when house is done, they grade it all out, and I want to plant a garden, naturally, right? So I start planting. My first thing that I did was I dug 2 drainage ditches because I had done that on other parts of the property, and my plan was the water would run to here and it would drain back into the soil. I'm being responsible. Yeah, right. Well, nothing drained.
Right.
And so I was like, rain came, filled up, and it didn't go anywhere. So basically what had happened was with all the hard pan, it made a natural pond. And I called my friend Kelly Billing, who does A Way to Garden, or not A Way to Garden, sorry, that was Margaret Roach, who does Water Becomes a Garden. She does water plants. And she said, plant lotus. And so this has been such a joy to have here. We love it. I never would have gone that direction. I couldn't have created that, but it's like the space created the garden.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And sometimes you have to go with that. I mean, you can't.
Yeah, and
you can't manipulate something enough, so you have to.
Right. I think when we put our pressure on what we want it to be, it gets too contrived. You gotta, like I said before, it has to be a dance between you and the garden. So the garden tells you what it needs. You help it along, Yeah. And I love that about gardening. It's such a dance. This area was just, we didn't have a basement prior, so a lot of that subsoil ended up here.
Oh, got you.
So I took soil from different parts of each garden to inoculate this. It was dead. There was nothing in here. So some of the plants that are in here were only because there was seed from another part of the garden. Oh, God. I didn't plant these rudbeckias here.
Right. They were literally in the soil.
They were in the soil.
And the soil also had mycorrhizal and all the other things that weren't up here anymore.
Exactly.
Right, yeah, okay, gotcha.
And we chipped it. We just put down chips and let it sit for a year.
Yes, right, yeah. My wood chip thing is, it's my go-to thing, and I try to get folks to, if you know you're going to be doing something in the future,
yes,
that's the thing to do today.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, yeah.
And it worked like a dream, we just lived with it for a year like that.
Yeah.
And then when I started to plant, I had an idea of what I wanted. And it's nothing like that. Because one of the things things started dying, and I dig down in there and water would come up after a rain. And I realized I didn't have a regular garden. Even though I had amended everything, I had a bog garden now.
Right, yeah.
And so these are all plants that can take wet.
So it's a swamp milkweed, or is that a milkweed that will take?
Yes, this is Asclepias perennis. We do sell this as well.
Okay, gotcha.
And it is aquatic milkweed.
Yeah.
We call it white sparkles because it just sparkles.
It does. You can see it from a distance, yeah.
That white is just so beautiful, and it always has this little glistening quality.
And then the Sarracenia, or the pitcher plants.
Yeah, I read that they grow in fields. I'm like, why not try?
Yeah. We were literally, I think my Sunday video, I don't know when this video will go up, but we took a bunch of B-roll at a place down at Carolina Beach that has a giant literal field of Sarracenia. Yeah, with all the colors and everything. But I'm going to put it in a Q&A. If you haven't seen that yet, there's a little 5 minutes of just Sarracenia.
Oh, I'll watch it.
Yeah, okay.
For sure, I'll be there.
Yes. Yeah. But it's beautiful up here, though. Look what you can do with something you didn't think you could do anything with. Just picking the right plants.
Yep.
And not fighting. You fought a little. And
it said no.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And then pick the plants. Because weirdly, when we say we have 4,300 native species in North Carolina, well, 800 of them grow in the water.
Yeah.
So you have options. I don't know how many grow in the water, but it's a good portion of them that are wetland plants.
Yeah, so we had to look someplace else. Like there's cranberry over there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The one thing that I found really interesting was that little guy right there.
The little thing right there.
And actually...
Right down there. You see it?
There it is. Yeah, And as you walked in, you passed a big bunch of cranberry, and we actually get cranberries off of it.
Oh, isn't that fun?
But another interesting thing was I love gentian, and I've always struggled to get it going and keep going.
Right, yeah.
And I found that the gentian liked this garden.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that has to do with that chip layer.
Oh, gotcha. So there is enough organic material up there.
They're planted high. But there's always consistent moisture underneath because there's always that running off of water headed down to this area. Yeah. And they've just, I like
complex flowers like this too, where you just, where I know what people are drawn to in this. It's just such neat, it's just the neatest flowers, and they form along, inside the leaves, these opposite leaves all the way down the stalk like that. A lot of members of that group. There's some faces staring at us around here.
Yes.
Tell us about the art that we're seeing around the garden here.
Yeah, so my husband is an artist. He's a sculptor, and he first was started as a wood sculptor.
Okay.
Well, first he owned a gymnastics school. Yeah. So, and then he bought a lathe. So clearly he likes to see things spin, right?
Yeah, right. That's funny. Right.
So he started playing around on the lathe, and he had previous art schooling, and eventually he came to the heads.
Yes.
And what you can see is the work that the lathe had to do with it. So he started everything on the lathe, and then he would go back and he carved things. He carved more of what he wanted. So you can see like the eyes. That shape is made from a lathe. The ball is made from a lathe. Now, obviously, he didn't turn these on a lathe.
Right. Yeah.
But
they're big.
The form. He got the form from the work that he had done, and it all started this big, and then he went.
Yeah, and we see some smaller ones in the garden here. But there's a bronze piece over there. He did a.
Yeah, so that was a commission piece.
Okay.
And that was done for a man in Asheville. Okay. And it sat on the hillside and looked out over the town of Asheville.
Okay. How did it end up back?
The man moved,
Oh, okay, and it ended up back, here.
He wasn't able to keep it, so it's caretakers now.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, but it's amazing. He does shows and
he does shows. He does the ACC show, craft shows, and right now he's headed to Winchester for their art show.
Okay, gotcha. And some of it will be available if somebody's visiting the garden occasionally, or like in the spring or
yeah,
something.
they can purchase here. He has a small gallery here they can purchase things from. He also has an Etsy account, K Holt Artwork, and an Instagram page.
Awesome. One thing I think folks would see here, there's a lot of flowers here for July, and but you had a lot of things that were spring flowering things. So you've got a selection here that will keep interest from pollinators the whole time, right?
That's right.
What are some of what would have been some of the early, anything in here that was early flowering?
Well, the earliest is the Pulmonaria,
right?
And this is blue ensign right here.
Yes.
And I like the straight green variety because then as the season goes through, it's now become a ground cover. So first it was a big showy blue flower.
Right.
People will come here sometimes and go, are those blue bonnets?
Right.
I mean, because it's just like so overwhelming, or those lupins, you know. But no, it's just a sea of blue in here, and now they fade back to now being served as a ground cover to showcase other perennials.
There's lots of pulmonaria out there, but this is just a use of one that's you may not pick.
Right. You might be like, I want the showy leafed one, but if we had a group of showy leaf plants here, it wouldn't accent then the other perennials that are growing with it.
But this is a living mulch.
Yes.
Basically, this is a space you don't have to mulch, really.
Yes, and that's part of my goal here. So it started out as a onesie garden, then it became as an exploration garden. Now it's like, how am I going to garden when I'm 70?
Gotcha.
When I'm 75.
Yeah,
I need to make this garden be easier to care for, and ground covers is one of those answers.
Right, yeah. We just did a video, weirdly, we just did a video with Denny Werner, who we were talking about earlier, about the same thing. He just his garden, he's evolving it on purpose, just knowing, So Baptisia would have bloomed earlier in the season.
Yeah, and this is Baptisia minor.
Right,
so it's shorter.
Which probably should be used more.
Yeah,
because some of the new ones are just they're beautiful, but once they're done blooming, now it's.
And this one has really cool seed pods.
Yeah.
I don't see any on here right now. It doesn't get as much sun as it used to, but there's a little bit of a little single claw-like thing at the end of it, which is really ornamental.
But I'd argue that that's a better ornamental plant than some of the new.
I agree.
I like them, not knocking them, but that after it finishes flowering still looks like a really great ornamental plant with or without flowers.
And it's not overwhelming the garden.
Yeah, and all these, you got them a little bit of high shade, enough light getting in here. And this is an area you're just going to get in here and weed occasionally.
Yep.
And then
about once a month I'll come in, see who came up.
Right. Whether it's desirable or not.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So your friend or foe.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Okay. All right. Campanula.
Campanula, and they just changed it to Campanulastrum, I think.
Thank you, people. Yeah. Okay, right. That's of course.
Americanum. It was Campanula americana.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. All right. So, while we're talking about it, so you were just saying, just thinking through. We do have a lot of annuals that we go and buy every spring, but there are native solutions to some annuals.
So some people prefer to go all native,
right.
And we've kind of started to look into that and see, well, what kind of native annuals do we have?
Right.
And this is one of them. This is a biannual, Campanula or Campanulastrum americanum, and this is its second year. We have some. This is it in the.
Okay, gotcha.
In the first year. It's just a tuft, and the second year, then you have these beautiful blooms that can get 4 to 5 feet tall.
It's a biennial.
And it's a biennial.
All right. So okay. So you're gonna plant it first year, second year it's gonna do this.
Yep.
You have Coreopsis that are similar to that, or are they first year?
They're first year one and done annual.
Okay.
So Coreopsis tinctoria, Coreopsis leavenworthii, they can get their giddy up on, so you got to be aware of that. But it can also create some nice swaths for filling in, or if like you just have an area you're not ready to plant yet, you can put these annuals in. Helenium amarum. There's
Yeah.
Dakota gold that's shorter.
Yeah.
Different kinds of phloxes you can do, Drummondii and things
You
like
got
that.
you're looking right at the sun, unfortunately.
That's
So
okay.
that yeah, and we've talked about that in the past in our garden where we had more annuals when we started the garden just because it's space fillers.
Yeah.
And number two, some of these conifers, especially for us in the South, don't like their roots to get cooked. So if you come home and you buy these plants that are supposed to get 5 feet wide or 4 feet wide, and you plant them that far apart, and then you put your brown mulch or your black mulch or whatever they're using, the roots get baked. And so, some of these things can just be used to keep them.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
that's a good use.
Yeah, waiting for them to shade their own roots and shade their own and take their own space.
Nice.
This is your shade space here.
Yep, this is our shade terrace.
Gotcha.
For sale, so we keep all our natives on one area. So if you're shopping here, you can say, oh, I just want to stick with natives, or I'd like to mingle natives. You know what you're looking for in this area. And then we have our regular shade, as we call them.
Right, yeah, regular. Okay, gotcha. I mean, they're not invasive, but
not invasive. No, we'll pull it.
Containable. Yes, containable perennials. I like how you have how it's laid out. You can come down through the garden, have ideas. You can come and then come down here. Everything is signed well. So when you get here, which is
signage is really important when you're trying to make decisions and you want to know what they do. To have a picture, you can see what it's going to look like in the garden.
Right, and this is probably maybe a few things you're not going to be familiar with, which is good.
Yes.
Which is the fun part.
It gets very quiet in our booth when we do off-site sales.
Right. What is that?
At the tag reading all the different descriptions.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's fun. That's fun to go and learn. That's one of the reasons we love to go to Juniper Level or go to places where I want to feel like I don't know it.
Yeah.
I want to go be able to learn something that I don't know. I mean, that's part of the fun of this because you can't know it.
Right. No, that's why we get into this. It's bottomless.
Yeah, it's bottomless. Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much for welcoming us in.
Coming.
It's a video that since we met you that first time at Pine Knot, I was like, I got to go to Putnam Hill.
Oh, I'm so glad you did.
For sure, because the plant from the plant selection, the name of the nursery, all of those things. So
right.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.